Hey y'all, if you watched my first video, you'll know that that one was introductory. Um, this is my first video where we're going to look at some things that I've actually purchased and talk about some experiences that we've had and some places that we've been. This time, we went to New Mexico, specifically the area around Carlsbad, which it was nice. It was so pretty. Lots of hills, plenty of mountains. It's not like it is here in Texas where I am. We went to the caverns and we went through, my husband, the baby girl, and myself, that is. The dog stayed with my mom this time. She's the only one that he will let keep him. He, on the little card, it says if separated from him. He does not separate from Hamlin. So we let the dog because I can't take the dog in a cave. My 3-year-old daughter, though, she really enjoys caves. And we had taken her through, what was it? I think it was Natural Bridge. And she enjoyed it, but we had warned her beforehand that there might be bats and what they look like, and that they are probably only after bugs or fruit, and she was cool about it. We got her a stuffed bat, wherever he may be, but there was no bats there. They had no local colony, for lack of better terminology. So while we were in New Mexico, we took her to Carlsbad Caverns, and we went down through the entrance, and through the Twilight Zone and down into the Dark Zone. They had shut the big room, which is supposed to be like another 2 hours or so, I think. But we had a 3-year-old with us, which she did really good not touching. She knows not to be allowed. She was looking for the bats. It was fine. But she did start to get a little tired towards the end, a little cranky. So I was kind of ready for it to be over, but not quite. They had a small gift shop that I wasn't really all that impressed with. There wasn't a huge selection there, but I did get my baby bat book. It's a little picture book, $10 book. Talks about life in the cave and the ecosystem there, baby bats and their interactions with their mother and how they're mammals and so on and so forth. So I thought that was cute and it helps her understand, so I got it for her. Then we left for a little while because it was going to be like an hour and a half before we could watch the bat flight. They have this thing where you can come back. It's totally free. You can watch the bats come out of the cave and take off to go hunt. Spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Great to see. But we had to wait until right around dark. So we went to this little tourist track there. And I got some things that I'm going to share with y'all. Okay, I collect crosses from around, just wherever we go. I have another one that I'm going to have to show y'all in another video. It's in my broke down car. I'll have to get to that. Anyways, I got this. I thought that was really cute. It says, I am the bread of life. No one who comes to me will ever hunger. And I like that. That was $24.99 from the White's City Tourist Trap in New Mexico, outside of Carlsbad Caverns. They wrap their things in paper sacks, so you'll have to forgive me. One moment. Right. So, anyway, my husband really enjoys Indian artifacts or Native American artifacts, I should say, such as arrowheads and like pottery and things, you know, jewelry, beading, spearheads, etc. Um, at White's, I got this necklace here. Let's see if you, anyways, you get the idea. And I got a spearhead for him. Let's see. And that was $19.99. And take the sticker off of it. And why would they put a sticker on here? Okay, that's this side. Okay. So then I got that. I also got him some just traditional arrowheads. Probably about 10 of them. I don't remember how much we paid for the lot. I apologize. I've taped the container closed so that they would not be lost. And apparently they're very, very safe. Anyhow. Yeah, there's some smaller ones. I don't know if you can really see those. You know, there's some bigger ones. I paid about $10 for. And let's see, this one still has a sticker on it. It says that it was $9.95. If you can see that. This one here is kind of unique. I'm really trying not to break them because I don't know what you know about arrowheads, but the smaller ones are kind of fragile. So this one is pretty unique there. Doesn't want to cooperate. Anyhow, I got those. Add those to his collection. He was mostly pleased with that. Okay. And then also from White's, I got, you know, just some little, the polished colored rocks that you can get all over the place. I also got these. I'm unfortunately having a lot of trouble with the sticker, which is absolutely unfortunate because it's got such pretty colors in it. Anyway, here you can kind of see the colors. And I thought, you know, that's really pretty. And this one, of course, they were $3.99, which you're going to be able to see. They, I forget what they're called. They're supposed to be commonly mistaken with turquoise, and they're found in New Mexico. If you know what they're called, please tell me in the comments. I would be thrilled to know. I got two because I'm going to give one to my mom. Whichever one she doesn't pick, of course, I will keep, and I am fine with that. Also, my husband likes to collect coins. His journeys have found him several very interesting coins. All of them huge. It's 1927. This one is 1804. Look at that. Aren't they beautiful? I also love coins. $17.95. I'm absolutely in love with this one. And each of them is, you know, different. Let's see. This one is a 1873 trade dollar. I'm actually not really sure what that means, but it says 420 grains. I'm assuming that's the value. 1882. Let's see, this is a $1 from 1882. I'm not really sure who's on it. Let's see. Oh, this one is a 1900 misprint. What that means is right here at the bottom, you see that the date is cut off. It's where the stamp, I suppose, mislaid on the metal punch out. Anyhow, there's a couple more of those, but that's it. Let's see. Also, when we went back to watch the bats, you have to be very, very quiet because the bats are they're not used to the sound from humans. That does not occur deep down inside of a cave, and they're very sensitive, and it really messes up their echolocation. So you have to be stone silent. I do not recommend, I fully recommend going and visiting the caverns and taking advantage of the beautiful sight of seeing the, nature at work, seeing the bats take off. But I don't know that I recommend doing it with a toddler, because she was unable to be still and be quiet that long. And although we got to see it, we ended up having to leave so that she didn't ruin the experience for the other guests. And that was kind of frustrating because it's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of sight. Anyhow, after that, we went to the bigger gift shop that they also have just down the hall, apparently, from the main gift shop. And from there, I got some handmade by Native Americans, allegedly opal earrings. If you can see. Yeah. And I really like those. I think they're sweet, they're simple, and they don't break my ears out. So that's a good thing. We got the baby, I call her Sissy. I got Sissy a geode. She got to crack it. I think it was like $10. There was a great little rock shop right there in Roswell. I can't place where it was at, though. I really wish I could. I also, I got some neat little things. Nothing that I can really think of right now. So there's also a really neat little tattoo shop, and listen, y'all are getting the hookup because it does not come up on Google Maps. You cannot find it online. I do not remember what it is called, but it is located at 1501 West 2nd Street in Roswell, New Mexico. And they're just the dopest people. Sweet kid, does great work, which I'll actually show you if I can manage. I don't want anybody to take offense. Can you see him? Anyhow, for those of you who know, yes, it is Paul, the alien. I thought it quite fitting to get an alien tattoo with my husband in Roswell, New Mexico. He is pink. It's not just the way my skin looks. He's gorgeous. My husband got the same thing but green right here. I really like it. Like I said, don't take offense. My body is a temple. I just like to decorate it. Anywho, I have some travel tips here. Um, some do's and don'ts, I would say do drive around and adventure through the small little towns outside of Roswell, specifically Hagerman, which is where La Botana food truck is, which if you stumble across it, man, eat there. It is so, so good. I mean, my husband has been telling me about this taco truck in the middle of nowhere in New Mexico since we've been together. And I finally got to eat there. I may, put picture in picture right here or something like that. Of me, him, and the baby, you know. Another thing that you should do is be very careful for plants and animals, because I am here to tell you, even being from Texas, everything there, plant or animal, is trying to kill you. The little bunnies and stuff, they're like bunnies. And they've got like big yellow eyes, like scary bunnies. And cactuses and all kinds of plants with thorns, holes in the ground, rocks that snakes. Like, do not, they say don't mess with Texas. Don't mess with the desert. At any rate, also another do, you should check out Bottomless Lake State Park. From what I understand, it is a series of craters with cliff faces around them. They're supposed to be impact craters made from asteroids, and water accumulates in them. We hiked around them, including my daughter, but I'm not saying you should take a toddler with you, because my daughter has been all over the country. She has had to learn early. She knows to walk sideways going down the hill and whatnot. I don't have to tell her anymore. So there's that. That was really spectacular. You should try Stellar Coffee Company off of Main Street in Roswell. Delicious. They even had a frozen hot chocolate, which my daughter loved. It was great atmosphere. Just great. I have nothing negative to say about it. It was really neat. You should see the McDonald's. That is shaped like a spaceship and has a huge space McDonald's mural. Just a nifty little attraction, just something to see. It's just a McDonald's, but it's a really neat, unique McDonald's. So there's that. And if you're able to, you should sneak on out to Capitan, which is a little town famous for Smokey the Bear. That's actually where his burial place is. And there is Capitan Mountain, which, if I'm not mistaken, used to be a volcano. Used to be, as in it's extinct now. What you should not do, is speed through those small towns, because they've only got 1 or 2 cops. They don't get much action. They will pull you over and search your car because you were going 2 miles an hour over the speed limit. And it is hell to get everything straightened out to get a ticket paid out there. I mean, they have nothing better to do. So do not speed through the small towns. If you should get pulled over, be respectful. Talk to them like they're your granny, your auntie, whatever, and hope that you get out of it. Do not leave your windows or your doors to your car open. Especially not in, what was that town called? Bovina. Bovina as in bovine, as in cows. Like, so many cows shoved into a pen so small. We don't do that here in Texas. My baby saw him and she goes, "Mommy, what's that?" And all I could say was, "It looks like cow prison, where all the bad cows go." Like, I mean, it was kind of horrible, I don't know that animals should be left in those kind of conditions. I understand that they're probably food animals, and so people aren't really worried about their quality of life. But if they're doomed for death anyway, why not? You know, I mean, it's extra work, I suppose, but why would you take on a burden that you're not able to take? Don't get me started. Um, do not roll your car windows down or leave your doors open, because your car will fill with flies faster than you have ever seen. And I thought it was only going to be a little. Honey, there was thousands of flies up in my car, landing on my baby and shit, landing on me. It was terrible. Don't get suckered into the tourist trap. Don't do it, because, you know, I got me a Carlsbad hoodie from there. Washed it, dried it. Maybe I didn't follow the directions. I'm not sure. All the bats come off of it. I have a plain pink hoodie, which I could have bought at Walmart. But I did. I did buy my baby a little bat shirt, and it's still fine. I have to give him that. I like the other things I got, but don't get suckered there. Do not expect a small child to be able to be quiet through the bats or in the caves and not touch. Like I said, my daughter has done this before. Like, it's a lot to take in, even for an adult, with the change of darkness, being below the ground, you know, in a subterranean environment. It's a lot to take in. Don't expect your kids to be able to make it all the way to the end. But if they do, great. Remember, it's a long hike up. You might want to take the elevator. And do not smoke as much as usual, you smokers, while you're doing nature-related or elevation-related things, if you have longer respiratory problems. What I'm saying is, at the time, I just quit smoking. I vape. I know that it's kind of the same thing, but I feel better about it. I don't care. Anyways, when we were hiking, you know, we got up in a higher elevation. My ears started popping. I started getting dizzy. Started getting nauseous, lightheaded. And when you are hiking around a crater, that's not what you really want to experience. So I would say, you know, be careful with that. So I think I've covered everything that I wanted to. Those were my travel tips for the episode. You know, I'll give you a quotable one. Let's see. If you go to New Mexico to see the desert, be prepared for cold. Be prepared for tired. Be prepared for light of breath, or short of breath. Other than that, get as much oxygen as you can and see what there is to see. Alright, y'all. Y'all behave. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. And if you're enjoying my channel, you want to see more, go ahead and press subscribe. I think my next video is going to be on my kids' Christmas, what I'm ordering, what I've already ordered, what's already gotten here, and so on and so forth. Tune in to see that. Thank you. Until next time.